Hey, you guys, welcome back, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, and today I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at naughtylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable, and please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One. Hey, you guys. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your host, Naughty. Bring you the latest and trending topics. And of course, I vlog my life. How's everybody doing on this rainy Saturday? Yes, it is rainy on the East Coast, but we got to get into some stuff, baby. Okay. We're going to get into the Real Housewives criminal organization, okay? But before we get into it, make sure you are thumbs up in this video as you're loading up in the room. Share, share, share. All right. And let me know how I sound. I'm on the new Wi-Fi, so I don't know how compatible this is. All right. Yes. Hey, Juice. Hey, Natalia. Thank y'all for joining me. Please share, share, share. Thumbs up this video. Hey, be more shorty. Yes. They should call it the Real Housewives of Organized Crime. Child, okay? Wendy, girl. You got some splaining to do. College educated. See, Wendy just recently, this really kind of started warming up to me because I was always kind of like, she's always trying to be too perfect. Like, I have the perfect chocolate family, black love, black love. We're from Africa. We have high regards of, oh, you have to be educated and things like that, and I felt a little bad for her when she got into it with Mia. I wish she would have, you know what I mean, knuckled her up a little something, because you're not going to be throwing nothing at me. But I understand. She's a professional. But I have to say, this latest situation took me by surprise, okay? But it be the ones that be trying to be buttoned up and perfect. And I'm sorry, y'all. It's hot in here, so I'm tank top out. I was yes, Juice. I was always suspect of Wendy, giving her the side eye, especially when the other African girl came on and the way she acted, like, and the girl was saying that the family was evil. Child, was done in the dark will come to light. Thumbs up this video. Thumbs up the video. Get us back into the algorithm. Okay, so as you all know, Wendy Osefo and Happy Eddie were arrested, okay? They were arrested for fraud charges. We're going to get into all the details. And when I'm done, I'm going to drop the link because I want to hear your thoughts. I really want to hear your thoughts. But this is all over the news, okay? It was a whole news conference for this, okay? All right? But let's go down the long list of criminals that Bravo loves to harness within its network of housewives, okay? Shall we say Teresa Giudice, however you want to pronounce it, her and her husband were locked up for fraud, okay? He ultimately ended up getting deported, and that led to their divorce ultimately, because he was cheating anyway. Okay, let's talk about it. Jennifer Amazing. She is locked up right now for wire fraud. Or what she get like? She got like the longest sentence. All right, Karen Hugert. She just came home off a year stint for DUIs, okay? And this wasn't Karen's first DUI. This was the DUI that exposed the Grand Dame, okay? All right? So she ultimately did 6 months. But yeah, I think Karen needed to go sit down and have several seats, okay? You racking up all these DUIs, but you say you're so pristine, you're so high and mighty and on your high horse, but yet you getting drunk and running into poles. Explain it, okay? Who else? Who else got locked up? A lot of housewives go to prison. That's just the bottom line. Okay, thumbs up the video. Let me say what's up to my people. And as you all know, donations are definitely appreciated. But the free way to support the channel is to thumbs up the video, share the live out. Okay. They should have all, yes, Juice. They should have all learned from Teresa. Okay. Like, and Teresa, what made her want to divorce her husband ultimately is the fact that she missed out on like the last years of her parents. And she could forgive Joe for anything else. Okay, Joe could cheat, Joe could steal, but she did not forgive him for taking those years away from her. All right. So let's get into the press conference and then we'll get into all the responses because everyone's coming out swinging. Word on the curve is they brought the cameras out. They want to get the cast reaction. Shout out to thank you, Juice, for sending me this. This is the press conference from Carroll County Sheriff's Office in Maryland. And I have to say, I was like shocked and appalled. So here we go. Let me know if y'all can hear. I can't. Hold on.
State's Attorney Haven Shoemaker, and to his left is Mr. Alan Culver. He is special counsel to the Carroll County State's Attorney. We're here to announce the indictment and arrest of Wendy and Edward Osefo of the 1900 block of Turnberry Court in Finksburg, Maryland. Both Wendy and Edward are reality actors in the series The Real Housewives of Potomac, Maryland, which is filmed partially from their residence in Finksburg, Maryland, an hour away. On April 7th, 2024, at approximately 10:13 p.m., deputies responded to a residence in the 1900 block of Turnberry Court in Finksburg for a reported burglary. Edward Osefo called 911 to report the burglary. Edward and Wendy Osefo, both from Finksburg, live at that address, and they have 3 school-aged children. They reported that their home had been burglarized sometime between April 2nd and April 7th of 2024 while they were on vacation in Jamaica. The house would have been vacant at the time with no one's house sitting. No one had a key to the residence according to the Osefos. The Osefos claimed that designer handbags and jewelry valued at more than $200,000 were missing from the primary residence bedroom upstairs. Responding patrol deputies handled the burglary according to policy and made contact with investigators with my major crimes unit to assist because of the dollar amount that was stolen. Crime scene investigators came to the scene the night of the report to process the scene for fingerprints, DNA, and anything of evidentiary value. And while I'm there, I want to thank the state police. They actually responded, and the superintendent of the state police, Colonel Butler, I want to thank him for working with us on the case and providing resources. It should be noted that the residence does have interior and exterior surveillance cameras. None of the cameras picked up any motion or indicated a breach inside of the house. Cameras also.
That's what I found suspicious about the whole thing. Like, how do you have all this footage, rain cams, ADT, and they don't pick up anything? Naughty Crow.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
The other thing I found weird is in the law report or the indictment, it listed that the point of entry, there was a toilet, and someone would have had to step on the toilet to get in and out of that window. Where are the footprints? Like, this is America's dumbest criminals, I swear.
So did not pick up any suspicious activity outside of the residence during the time the Osefos were away from the residence. Detectives also checked surveillance cameras from neighbors. No evidence of a break-in or suspicious activity was noted at the Osefos' residence. Patrol deputies and detectives found no signs of forced entry or physical evidence of a burglary, such as footprints, fingerprints, or any entry point. The Osefos alleged that the burglar came in through a second-story window into the master bedroom. There was no evidence inside the residence that someone made an attempt to get into the residence through that particular window. No evidence indicated that anyone attempted to enter the house. The bedroom upstairs where the theft occurred was ransacked. The mattress was thrown off of the bed onto the floor to give an indication that a burglary did occur. Initial responding deputies again called our investigators because of the high dollar amount that was stolen. After the initial report, following days, we made contact with 3 separate insurance companies that the Osefos used to insure their property, which is common with this loss that this type of loss that detectives actually communicate with insurance companies to share information. In the days following the initial report, the Osefos contacted detectives several times to provide additional information about the alleged burglary, evidence, and missing items. They also reported the loss to their insurance company. Again, the Osefos alleged and claimed that just over $200,000 in items were stolen from the burglary. Weeks after the alleged burglary, detectives discovered Mrs. Osefo had posted photos on social media wearing jewelry that matched items she had reported stolen, specifically a diamond anniversary band. Detectives were provided receipts by the Osefos for the loss of items that they had purchased dating as far back as 2018. On those receipts were email addresses. We had become suspicious that this was a false claim. On those receipts were email addresses, which detectives authored search and seizure warrants that they could access both the Osefos email accounts to attempt to acquire more evidence. The emails provided additional evidence that indicated this was a fraudulent claim, specifically Edward's communication with Wendy, and I quote, "Are there additional high-value items we can add to this inventory list? I'm trying to get the total to exceed $423,000, which is our policy maximum." Over the next several months, detectives worked diligently to verify the information provided and to locate the reported stolen property. It was later confirmed that Mrs. Osefo had returned several of those same items valued at over $20,000 to the place that she originally purchased prior to the alleged burglary. We can see as far back as 2018 and several items that had been purchased in 18 and receipts supplied to the insurance company, only those items had been returned to the purchaser or to the store that she purchased them from during the window in 2018 of the return policy. Meaning if it was a 90-day return policy back in 2018, she actually returned those items within that 90-day period. Those receipts were supplied to us, and those receipts were supplied to her insurance company and were alleged by the Osefos to be stolen in the original burglary. Based on the thorough investigation conducted by detectives in my office in coordination with the Carroll County State's Attorney's Office, it became clear that the Osefos had fabricated the burglary and filed a false report and attempted to fraud their insurance company. On October 29th, 2025, the case was presented to Carroll County Grand Jury, which returned indictments against both Edward and Wendy Osefo on multiple counts of fraud and false reporting. Both individuals were located and taken into custody at their Turnberry Court address on the afternoon of October 9th, yesterday, by the Carroll County Sheriff's Office detectives. Deputies executed a search and seizure warrant at the residence during the arrest. An additional 15 items that were believed to be reported stolen by the Osefos during the initial report were also located during that search and seizure warrant. Those items included jewelry and high-end handbags. The Osefos were booked into the Carroll County Detention Center and later released on $50,000 bond. Real quick, I'd like to acknowledge the work that my office did. Detective Richie Harbaugh, my detectives, they're just absolutely amazing. Richie's one of the finest detectives on the planet. High praise for him. Also the Carroll County State's Attorney's Office, Mr. Shoemaker, Mr. Culver, and
Okay, so that's the gist of it. That's what really led up to the arrest. All right. And Wendy, she strikes me as she wants to keep up with the Joneses. And if you look at her now compared to when she started on Real Housewives of Potomac, I mean, the wigs were horrible. It wasn't all this high-end fashion. But she definitely strikes me as the type that wants to keep up. Okay. This comes on the tail end of the premiere of The Real Housewives of Potomac. I think this was calculated. I think they were building up their case before they pounced. But I was shocked, like, oh my God. And for Wendy to be so reckless to wear the same jewelry and the same items on her social media that she reported stolen, at what point does the degree kick in? Like where does the you say you are highly educated, you and your husband, all right? So in the premiere, her and her husband showing off their beautiful kids, their beautiful children, they're all gorgeous. They were saying that Happy Eddie is now franchising, all right, and that's Eddie's ganja business, all right, apparently is doing so well. But who was I watching? Mims, where he said, like, when it comes to that business, dispensary business, the market is so oversaturated, right? And so then, of course, Wendy is showing off, like, oh, I'm remodeling the house and this and that. And it's just kind of like, where's all this money coming from? And that's what I was thinking, like, because didn't last season you quit your job, girl? Or whatever. So yeah, definitely trying to keep up with the Joneses or whatever. And I think this is just dumb. This is just dumb. But Kiara, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's one of the newer housewives. She had issues with Wendy. She said she was acting kind of fraudulent and acting kind of phony. And I have that clip from the show. This falls under fair use commentary, but she was side Wendy in the way she was acting. And can you blame her? What is this from? Yahoo. All right, here is the scene from the show.
Completely different energy. It'll like I shared with you. I said, "Hey, Wendy."
Hold on, let me back it up.
Wendy, you have this thing that you do in our friendship that's phony. The energy that you and I have when we talk on the phone is not the energy that you meet me with when I see you outside. It's completely different energy. It'll like I shared with you. I said, "Hey, Wendy, are you going to be at the event?" You said, "Oh yes, I'll be there." And I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Oh, I'm going to be sponsoring." He's like, "Oh, okay, great. See you there." And then I get there, and you're actually a speaker there.
What's wrong with that?
So it seems like Kiana was like calling her out, right? And Wendy kind of did this thing. Where it's just like, what are you talking about? She belittled her.
I say I'm sponsoring your speaker. What would be the reason to not share?
When you said you're sponsoring the event, it's not like I just said, see you there. No, I said, yes, come on, sponsor. I hyped you. I didn't think it was in my moment to say, oh, by the way, I'm speaking. That's just me.
Okay, I'll take that, right? But here's where I think it looks different. So at the event, no, hey girl, no hi. No.
But I'm on the stage. You would want me to, as I'm speaking, stop what I'm doing and wave?
If I see my friend in the crowd, I'm going to wave to her. I want to do a friendly nod to her.
So y'all think Kiana is being petty? Or do y'all think she detected the phoniness in Wendy? Okay, she was calling her out, and she did it in a very mature way. Like, she didn't get nasty and cruel. She kept it cute.
Girl, this is what's getting you upset? I didn't acknowledge you while I'm on stage. The energy I'm usually met with is, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. Isn't that what friends do when they see you accomplish something? Instead of turning your accomplishment into their moment?
All right, that falls under fair use. All right, so as you can see, Wendy dismissed it, but I think Kiana detected like some phoniness about her. And Wendy loves to play the part. Okay, let's just talk about it. She loves to play the part. She loves to make it seem like that she has this perfect family that's Black love and strong. They're highly, and she hides behind that. And that's why the world is shocked about these recent findings. Now, Candace Dillard actually went on a local morning news show yesterday and kind of hinted that they were arrested. Okay. Let's see what Candace got to say. She's former housewife. Shout out to Neighborhood Talk.
I'm sad. You know, it feels to me, we've just, gone through the Karen Huger of it all. Mm-hmm. Karen just came home. Karen paid her debt to society, but one might opine that, perhaps Karen was made an example of. Mm-hmm. And I am now, as I'm literally just getting this news.
I disagree. I don't think that Karen was made an example of. I think Karen finally got consequences that were long overdue. Okay. I mean, this was like her 5th DUI. She's been doing this. So as far as if you don't want to be made an example of, like, don't drink and drive, girl, you are the grande dame. Hire a driver. Hey, D. Smith. Like, so I disagree. Like, I think saying that they're being made an example of is Candace deflecting. All right. Look, don't break the law. Especially if you're a public figure, all eyes are on you. So I disagree there. I don't think that they're making examples of them. I mean, like, they did some fraudulent bullshit, allegedly.
News with you all. That's my first thought is $300, and we're arresting a mother and a father, business owners, entrepreneurs. We don't know what the charges are for, but we know that the Osefos have a very successful marijuana business. They are providing jobs and opportunities for people of color in the area, in the DMV. And so my first thought is, are they being targeted? Is this something that we should be thinking about? And I obviously I know the Osefos. I know their children. I know her family, and I'm heartbroken. Like I'm shaking because
I'm heartbroken too, because I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the fact that they presented to the world one way and they had this going on in the background, and it's just like, be who you are in front of me and back of me. So seriously, it's all smoke and mirrors to me. It's definitely all smoke and mirrors, and I think the world is heartbroken about this.
We're just finding this. I can't imagine.
When was the last time you spoke with Dr. Wendy?
Very recently. Like we text all the time. So she never let on that anything was wrong. I know Eddie and Chris were just speaking via text. So I'm shocked, and it just feels like someone is out to get the girls. Like how are two women from the same show that features African American women in the climate we're living in today, where people are being picked up and snatched off the street for frivolous nonsense. I would like to.
I disagree with Candace. I think she's trying to save face because she wants to come back on the show eventually. I disagree with her. I don't feel like they're targeted. I feel like both of their egos got ahead of them, and they felt like they were above the law. That's how I feel. That's my honest opinion. I'm not taking it back.
See everything before I make my final thoughts.
TMZ did say more details are coming.
Yeah, and once we get those details, we'll share them with you. You mentioned Karen, and we have not spoken with her since, but you may have.
I have, yeah.
How's she doing?
She's doing really well. I spoke to her, oh, there she is. I spoke to her right after she was released, and she's doing well. She's resting, she's recuperating. She was out amongst the people recently, which I'm glad to see. Again, Karen, like Wendy, they're family women. They are women who love their children, their husbands. And so the fact that she's home now with her family just is warms my heart.
Two things can be true, okay? They could be very loving, caring people, but they also are human and they go through things. And Karen has been through a lot of death in her family and things like that. And she chose alcohol to cope with her grief. All right. I just put one in the chat if you think that the Real Housewives of Potomac are being targeted, or put a 2 in the chat if you think this is just consequences of their poor decision making. I mean, you could say that about anybody. You could have said that about Teresa or whatever. Once you become a public figure, the world is scrutinizing you that much closer. That's why they should have been a lot more careful than this. These college educated people.
Has she spoken on any desire to come back to the show? Well, I believe the Bravo cameras were yet rolling when she was released, and that she had to have signed off on something for that to be the case. So Karen has a story to tell. She will tell that story in Karen fashion.
All right, there you have it. There is Candace's spin on things, but you know who couldn't wait to jump all over this? Mia, okay? Now, as you all know, Mia and Wendy have had a rough relationship, okay? It was very anger fueled, and a lot of it is because Mia was going through a lot of things with her marriage and her husband losing the business and losing all their money and things like that, and I felt like she projected that anger on to Wendy, but of course she couldn't wait to kick her when she was down, child. Okay, let's hear what Mia has to say.
She just messaged me a couple days ago. You know, she's one of the very only, like the only ones who is like, you know, I'm so proud. You know, what she said was, God has you covered, right? So I need a second because
I get it.
I opened my phone. I had no idea it was even going on, and I'm like, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm very, very shocked because I felt Miss 4 Degrees had it together. Okay? I thought she had it together. I mean, isn't Eddie an attorney, for heaven's sakes? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, I'm saying, I thought she had it together too. Hey, Bree. Hey, Boo. Yes, please get these likes up. That's the way she presents to the world, right? Mia, we also thought you had it together, okay, until it all fell apart. Thumbs up these videos, okay?
Excuse my language. She just messaged me a couple of days ago. You know, she's one of the very only, like the only ones who is like, you know, I'm so proud. You know, what she said was, God has you covered, right? So I need a second because
I get it.
I opened my phone. I had no idea it was even going on, and I'm like, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm very, very shocked because I felt Miss 4 Degrees had it together. Okay? I thought she had it together. I mean, isn't Eddie an attorney, for heaven's sakes? Like, what the fuck? Excuse my language. She just messaged me a couple of days ago.
Mia kind of she had a lot more than that to say. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get it over to my. She had a lot more than that to say. Bree, you said, where are the lies? What do you mean, where are the lies? Okay. She had a lot more than that to say. Please thumbs up the video as y'all loading up into the room. We getting into this Wendy Osefo and Happy Eddie mess, okay? I think the world is just taken by surprise. I really, really do. Mia had more to say. Her big mouth.
Wendy's going there. What the hell? We taking turns over here? Like, I don't want no parts, okay? This is why my ass is minding my business and I win, okay? I had enough. You know what? I would take my butt back to the strip club and make my dollar, for heaven's sake. Don't be like, people, it's too much. Now, where are the kids?
So
you know, everybody's so worried about my children, which my children are perfectly great. Where now? What? Now her kids are sitting here at school, right? Getting the breaking news that mommy and daddy have mugshots because they committed fraud. Like, that's ridiculous.
I hear that. I hear that.
Because she needed a storyline. Like, no, like 1 + 1 is not equaling 2, and I have 0 degrees, and I know that that is correct. You know, like,
Mia is a hot mess, okay? But her stuff, her ish stink too, okay? Because as soon as that man lost all that money, she was out of there, okay? She was not beat or whatever. But yeah, everybody's gonna kick a Wendy when she's down, and this is the attention she's gonna get. She is. Please thumbs up the video, guys, as you're loading up in the room. Yes. Hi, Strawberry. They are accused of committing fraud. Apparently, their home was burglarized, and that was false. Okay. And they reported like a lot of items were stolen. And upon the investigation, they figured out that they lied to get the insurance payout. And they didn't try to get the payout from one insurance company, they tried for a couple or whatever. I mean, I hope this is not true. I really hope they can be vindicated ultimately, but it's not looking good with the evidence that they have. And one thing they found that one of the rings that Wendy reported was stolen, they found it on her Instagram. They found her wearing it on her Instagram. Hey, nephew, what's going on? What's going on? We getting into the Real Housewives criminal organization. We have 2 new criminals added to the list, all right? So, I mean, we've witnessed Teresa and her husband, Joe Gudici, go to federal prison. Apollo, Jen Shamazing. Yeah, she Shamazing all up in that prison. I think she got the longest sentence. All right. They have to understand that when you're a public figure, the scrutiny is 10 times more. All right. Please thumbs up the video as you guys are loading up in the room. I miss you all. I missed you. I miss you. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Now, Candace Dillard, she feels like the women of Potomac are being targeted by the law. Y'all let me know if y'all agree with that, because I highly disagree. Now, but Wendy is already suffering the consequences behind all of this. You know, a lot of brands, like if you're just charged, they will drop you. It's the same thing with employment. Like, she's lucky she's not still working for the university, and I haven't seen her doing commentator work, but this strikes me as a couple presenting to the world like they're good, they're okay, but they're living beyond their means. Okay. And if you look at the neighborhood, like they were showing the neighborhood on the first episode of Potomac this season, their house is secluded to me. All right. But she's already losing deals as a result of this arrest. Let's get into it. Wife Swap. She was slated to be on Wife Swap. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. That was quick. Bravo reportedly pulls Wendy Osefo Wife Swap, the Real Housewife edition episode after being arrested for insurance fraud. Ciao. All right. And then their attorneys also issued a statement. But can I say the mugshot is like a slap in the face? Like, I'm sure whoever their judge is going to use this against them. I mean, Eddie looks like he is inebriated off of his own supply. Okay. Like, did he hear the 10 Crack Commandments, Biggie's song, never get high on your own supply? Okay. But they look like they on something. Wow. Okay. I'm going to get into these comments, but let's get into the statement that was issued. Dr. Wendy Osefo and her husband, Edward Osefo, are back home safely with their family and in good spirits. A representative for Wendy Osefo said in a statement, they are grateful for the outpouring of concern and support from friends, fans, and colleagues. The Osefos, alongside their legal team, look forward to their day in court. At this time, they respectfully ask for privacy, of course, as they focus on their family and the legal process ahead. Look at this mugshot. Look at this mugshot. It's like a slap in the face, but Eddie looked like he looked like he took some high grade, okay? Some lemon cherry gelato, some bubble bliss. Yes, they just look like they on some Happy Eddie. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a big deal though, you know, for them to go as far as having a press conference. I'm interested to see what the results are, but you know we're going to be following the case, Naughty Crew. I want to hear your thoughts though. Hold on, I'm going to drop the link. I want to hear your thoughts. I myself am very disappointed. I expected more from them. And it's sad. I feel bad for their children because they're at the age where they understand. Like, it was so funny on the scene on the season opening of the show this week. Wendy was like, it's Dr. Wendy, and her kids, her sons, her boys, they're so cute. They were like, but you're not really a doctor though. I said, oh. But, you know, I really feel like this couple.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Definitely played themselves. They definitely played themselves with the situation, because especially with Eddie being a lawyer. Is he a practicing attorney? I don't know. But don't y'all find it strange that she quit her job? He opened the business for Happy Eddie or whatever. Like, how much are the housewives on Potomac really getting paid? Like, because they trips don't be all that. Like the other franchises, they trips to me be low budget. Yeah, I heard Katie spoke out. Let me see if I can find her post. Oh, we have a guest. Hey, Juice.
Hey,
I love you. Please go over to her channel and subscribe. Not that she needs my help, but I love her so much.
Listen, we all need each other's help. That's what we in here for. We in here to help each other on these YouTube streets. It's getting hard out here in these YouTube streets.
Yes. What are your thoughts? I am interested to hear yours.
Let me tell you, first of all, I want to say I'm so happy to see you back. It's been like a desert out here without you over here. So I'm glad to see my girl back on these YouTube screens, girl, for real, for real. But Wendy, listen, when I first saw this story came across the news feed, I was like, hold on, is this spam? What's going on? Then when I dug into it and found out that it's real, and I took another look at the mugshots, I was like, oh my God. But you know what? This will just let people know. A lot of people have been feeling this way about Wendy and Eddie, like something was up. Like it was kind of a performance, what was going on the show. And when people were saying it in other people's comments, because I was in other people's comments, and they were like, there's something about these two that's like off and so forth. When people were saying about them, nobody wanted to hear it. Now you're seeing it and you're like, okay. So I always tell people, if you can't live in your truth, your lie will be exposed.
That part.
It's just the truth. I'm sad that all of this is going on, and you know, we're going to find out, you know, all the real details. Right now, we're hearing some of the speculation, some of the things even that happened in court. And the officer, I mean, that officer that did that press conference tore them up, even went so far as to say the grass was just cut. And if the grass was cut and they went through the window, why were there no markings and all this kind of stuff, you know.
In
So
this day
I
and
think
age with technology, like I would have thought they would have been smarter than that. Like they have everything. They have ring cam, they have ADT security system. You mean to tell
motion.
me this particular incident just wasn't captured? Oh,
And then like the officer said, they claim that the person came through the second story bathroom window. And he even said the size of that house, that's literally nearly impossible to do. Like what did they do? They brought a 20-foot ladder over there. I mean, it's just, and even if they did, even let's just say, for instance, somebody may have climbed through the window. Okay, even if they did, I think what they're really going to get them on, if somebody actually did break into their home, is all of the things that they claim were stolen and then come back to find that they had returned these items and, you know, that they had kept some of these items, and then the email that they have from Eddie asking her, you know, what are the things that you have? Can we put, because our maximum deductible is $453,000, and they filed claims with 3 insurance companies. It's just messy all around. And my thought when I was looking at this story, and I told my husband, I said, you know what? I said, it sounds to me if, and this is only if, Wendy and Eddie set this up, it sounds to me like y'all went to Jamaica, spent way too much money, and came home and said, we need to get this money. We need to recoup this money real fast. What can we do? And henceforth, this alleged burglary could have taken place. Allegedly.
I saw tension. Not this last season, but the previous season. Now, Wendy, she has tried several business ventures and failed, right? I think the vibe was the candles, right? And Eddie was kind of questioning her, like, what exactly do you want to do? You know, and I felt the tension there, but I feel like they're living out of their means. They're trying to keep up with the Joneses, create this high this lifestyle, this celebrity type lifestyle esque, instead of living within their means. And say what you want about Giselle, right? The green eyed monster. She lives within her means. Okay, everybody was laughing at her when she got her house run down, and her house is gorgeous.
Yep. And again, this is all if Wendy and Eddie actually did this. If Wendy and Eddie set up this hoax, because they still innocent until, I mean, I know they got some indictments and all that stuff, but they still, you know, innocent until proven fully guilty. But if they actually did this, we can look at both scenarios. If they actually did this, it's like sad that you would feel you have to scam an insurance company, or you have to make these false claims and stuff like this. Because here's my thing. Wendy always claimed to be a God-fearing woman.
Right.
And that's the only reason I ran this story on my channel. Because y'all know I don't even do reality TV anymore on my channel. But I ran this story because, come on, you claim to be such a God-fearing woman. Your mama, y'all claim to be such a God-fearing woman. You got mad at Mia when she was talking about, is that your mama? When the crow was over there and everything. You got mad at her talking about your mom really believes in her faith and all this stuff. But then you do stuff like this. So if these allegations are true, it need to come out. And people need to realize either you're going to believe God or you not. And the other thing is, if you can't afford it, don't buy it. Don't buy it for no TV show. Don't buy it for no event or play you got to go to. I was recently invited to a grand ballroom event, right? They asked me if I would come. I said, what's the attire? They said, you have to do grand ballroom attire. Well, I don't own grand ballroom attire. I'm a Converse kind of kid. That's how I roll, right? Jeans, t-shirt, that's kind of stuff I do. So I said, well, I don't want to go out and buy no ballroom stuff that I'm not going to wear again. So I declined the invitation. I said, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to go. That's not my type of attire, and I don't want to go out and buy something. And they have to respect that. I'm not going out here trying to buy something, going here and be at this ballroom with all y'all, and then got a $200, $300, $400 outfit that I can't use no more, and my light bill and mortgage is due, and including my car payment. I'm not doing that. If these allegations are true and they set all this stuff up, and if they are living outside of their means, then this is a good reality check for them. It's a good reality check. Live within your comfort, not within your convenience. Live within your comfort. And it's sad.
It's definitely sad. But at the end of the day, it's so many alternatives. You could rent pocketbooks now. Okay? Look, China done busted them all. Okay, you don't even gotta buy the real thing no more. Who gonna know the difference? And my God, if you gonna sit around talking about is that real? Is that real? You need to get your life. Okay, you need to get your life. It's so many other alternatives. Ashley, guess what? Ashley look like she shop off of Amazon. I always say her little dresses be cheap, but you know what? She living within her means. Okay,
Right.
she living
Right.
within
And
her means.
And
I
if you
saw it.
think you gotta hang around crowds and friends that are going to be checking what bag you have to see if it's real, then you need to check your friends. You don't need to be around them. Let me tell you, if Bravo called me right now and said, "Hey, we want to do a show and we want you to be on it," y'all better take me as I am, or either y'all give me a clothing allowance, because I ain't changing my appearance and my wardrobe to try and fit no screen. If you want real, you gonna get real when you get me. I'm not coming on here trying to be more than who I am. If you want me, you get me, but not this made up version of me. I'm not doing that. Mm-mm.
Exactly. Look, Couture Bay
Mm-mm.
said
Hey,
it's
Couture
funny
Bay.
because Wendy. Yes, I love Brie. It's funny because Wendy went so hard on me at clocking her tea, and I believe they have financial issues for sure. Seriously, and you go and quit your job. And I get that she wanted to be free for her children and things like that, but to me, she quit her job with no legit plan. Like Wendy was coming up with all these business ventures, but never was following through.
And here's what somebody else said on their channel. They were talking about this whole story, and they said if this whole thing is true and Wendy and Eddie lied, they said now we go and question her degrees. Does she really have these 4 degrees she claims she had? Because now everything that you have built is now going to be questioned because of this one lie. Now your whole life, everybody gonna go back and we're gonna start checking to see if what you actually said was true. So when you do crazy stuff like this, now validation, people gonna look to see, is that valid? Was that valid? Was that valid? It's just sad. It is just sad.
Her credibility is shot, and she's ruined future business ventures, possibly. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to grow your brand now? Like, I hope everything works out for them. I feel for their children. I'm sure this was embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, it's all over the place. These kids are on social media. Gone are the days to hide things like this from your children. But we got another guest. Oh yes, Kim, I want to know what you think. Yes, girl.
Hey, the crew's back. I could not believe it.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Oh, I said that she done talked about everybody else. She done talked about, especially when Karen, even though her and Karen had fell out, but she talked about everybody. And then now this is what happened to her. And I can't believe her with all these degrees and all the rest of that. But I know that Eddie's and their mama didn't like her before. They really don't like her now.
Oh, I know that's right, Kim. I know that's right, Kim.
He lost his whole family, and I always wonder why.
Okay.
What would keep you from your child? And it's probably her.
It's got to be he's there. She already said they didn't like her, but I know they don't like him putting that dear precious Eddie and getting him in jail now. And why would she smiling on that? She must be a narcissist or something. I don't know. I know they use word and they use that word a lot, but I'm just saying.
Absolutely, I think she's a narcissist. To me, she's always putting on. She wants to make it seem like her family's perfect, her house is perfect. And girl, it's okay if your dishes is dirty one day. Okay, you a mama of 3 kids. Stuff happens.
I know.
And I didn't understand in the first episode, and she's like, "Oh, we're gonna remodel the house," and I'm like, "For what?" I mean, it's a gorgeous house, and to me, Wendy gives off bottomless pit vibes. It's never enough for her. She's always gonna want more and more and more and more. I have a feeling Eddie, he probably would be really simple if it wasn't for her.
Yeah. I always say this with people. I say people need to learn how to live without so they can learn how to live.
Hey, you ain't
Because
never lied.
Because when you steady trying to live with stuff, you're always chasing it, you lose your own identity and trying to obtain stuff. So when you learn how to live without, and that's even cultural. When we look at these other cultures, these other countries, and we like, oh my God, they're living in such impoverished conditions, but they live in life better than we are because they're much more happier. They're not as stressed. They're not as crazy with life. When you learn how to live without, you could learn how to live. And it's just sad. And I thought about the relationship too with Eddie's family. They are probably so mad at Wendy right now that their son, has a mugshot.
I know. How undignified.
You know how prideful the African community is. Like, and this is like a stain on the image, But I have to tell you, remember when the other African girl came on? I did not like the way Wendy treated her. She was trying to Nicki Minaj her. Like, it couldn't be two Africans on the show.
Are you?
But notice she's part of what's the sorority? Alpha Kappa.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
I don't know.
I don't know. But she's part of some sorority you talking about?
She's in a sorority. Yeah.
Yeah,
and she's in a girl from her actual college. She tried to shade, like, I know of her, but I don't know her.
Oh, yeah, because she's always highfalutin like that.
She's always trying to put herself up on this high pedestal. And I think that's ultimately her ego is going to be her downfall.
Yeah. But Wendy, and she's an AKA. Thanks, Couture Bay. Wendy and Eddie need to really learn a huge lesson for this. I'm hoping that this whole experience is a real humbling experience. I'm hoping that Wendy don't come back, because I did hear another video that said her lawyer spoke and said they're anxiously waiting for their day in court, that they're happy for their day in court. So I'm hoping that they don't get the big head about all this and be like, that was wrong, this is wrong, we have this, we have that. I hope they will come out of this whole thing with a real humbling experience, because it's sad. It's sad. Terrible.
Simple is better, and if you don't have the money for it, don't buy it. Like, and I'm big on this. Like, I don't like using a lot of credit. I like saving up cash, like, for the things I want, because at least I know I earned it outright. But I don't need everything. You can have a bunch of stuff. It cannot go with you. What's its value once you leave this earth?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I got a lot of credit card debt, but it's my debt. I ain't trying to call my insurance company and say somebody climbed through my bathroom window.
Thank you.
That part, you ain't lying.
Thank you. That's my debt. I did that.
Yes.
I'm not trying to put that on somebody else. I'm not trying to steal from an insurance company and say, hey, somebody stole this and stole that, and then you don't return it in. You showing a picture with the ring on that you said was stolen. I'm not doing that. If it's my debt, it's mine. I got to trust God that God gonna help me deal with the debt that I got. But I ain't out here trying to lie in these streets and make these false claims and stuff like that. Us black people, we try and come up and then you do something crazy like this and then bring yourself down again. That's just ridiculous.
And how stupid can you be? You gonna wear the same stuff too?
Just be good.
Criminals, I'm telling you.
I mean, you ain't lying. Dumb criminals, and then you're gonna wear the same stuff. Now that goes to show you how people have this complex where they think that they're beyond reproach. Okay.
Yeah.
Wendy strikes me as a type. She's very book smart, but she's not common sense smart.
Evidently.
And here's the thing I said on my channel too. I was like, listen, out of the two of them, somebody, if this is real, again, we don't know, so we're alleged. If this is real that these two came up with this scheme of this burglary, why didn't one person tell the other person, no, we better than that? We don't need to do that. Because let me tell you, my husband, how honest I am, Kim and Naughty, right? Because my husband knew this would not be us on here. You know, I'd rather file bankruptcy. I'd rather file bankruptcy than to be in some mess like this. We were at a McDonald's drive-through, and my husband ordered his little meal and so forth, and the lady gave us 2 drinks. I didn't order nothing, and my husband said, "Oh, she gave us 2 drinks," and I said, "Well, give her the other drink back. We only ordered 1." So he said, "No, she gave it to us. I'm keeping it." I said, "Listen, let me tell you something." I said, "We are in this drive-through. We're in this car. We're about to get on this road. I am not going to have an accident over a $2 drink." I said, "You give that drink back. We're going to be honest out here. I ain't gonna crash my car over no $2 drink." I'm serious. And so he told the lady, he was like, "Man, mommy, I'm gonna be so honest." I know. But he did. He told the lady, he said, "Okay, ma'am, I only ordered 1 and you gave me 2. And the lady told him, she said, "Oh, you're right. Just go ahead and keep it." I said, "See, I'd rather get a gift than to be a thief. Let me get a gift. Don't let me be a thief."
If convicted, they are facing time in prison. And nowadays these judges are not playing. It's no longer the wife can say, "Well, I didn't know what was going on." No, they sending both of y'all to prison. You see how
Teresa went to prison.
You see how they did Teresa and Joe. Okay,
yeah.
he went in last. She had to go in first so that the kids wouldn't be alone or whatever. But they are not playing out here.
And you know they got one rule for us and another rule for them. So they probably both gonna go to jail together. Like they did Todd and his wife.
But did y'all hear did you hear Candace's commentary about the situation?
No, what she saying?
All right, I'll play it for you again. I don't
He got a
agree
slick
with the way
mouth.
she set this up.
But that's
really
a friend though.
Oh, is
Wendy,
it?
Friend of mine.
Mm.
She is trying to make it seem like the women in Potomac are targeted, and I don't agree. I mean, Karen has had 4 DUIs, but prior to this, like just like Diddy, it's about time she suffers some consequences before she takes somebody's life, and she in prison for life for vehicular homicide. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. Here's what Candace Diller had to say about it.
I'm sad. You know, it feels to me, we've just, gone through the Karen Huger of it all. Karen just came home. Karen paid her debt to society, but one might opine that, perhaps Karen was made an example of. And I am now, as I'm literally just getting this news with you all, that's my first thought is $300 and we're arresting a mother and a father, business owners, entrepreneurs. We don't know what the charges are.
Okay, so I get it. She's gotten misinformation. She thought it was just $300.
Oh no!
If it was just $300, they wouldn't had a press conference. Okay, like
are for, but we know that the Osefos have a very successful marijuana business. They are providing jobs and opportunities for people of color in the area, in the DMV. And so my first thought is, are they being targeted? Is this something that we should be thinking about? And I obviously I know the Osefos. I know their children. I know her family, and I'm heartbroken. Like I'm shaking because we're just finding this. I can't imagine.
When was the last time you spoke with Dr. Wendy?
Very recently. Like we text all the time. So she never let on that anything was wrong. I know.
Just the fact that they are smiling in their mugshot and Happy Eddie looked like he is high on his own supply. Okay, but
they both look happy.
Leo made a good point, or hell, maybe they've been scamming for a long time and just got sloppy with it.
Right, could be.
Well, I saw yesterday on some news show that they had 3 insurance policy and supposedly had claimed like her jewelry on each of policy.
Yeah, and that's fraud.
Right, so that's fraud. And then they said that the insurance company were working with the police and vice versa.
Oh yeah, and they recorded the conversations.
That's right.
They didn't return anything.
I mean, look at this big old ring she has on. I think this is one of the rings they were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all over. They said they found a lot of the items on social media.
That she still had it in her possession, they were alleging. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then what is it that she said that they had stole or something that she went back and exchanged it?
The shirt.
Or got a refund.
The shirt. There's a shirt that they, some designer shirt, and they said that they returned it in 2023. But they claimed it in this insurance policy on this claim for the 2024 when all this happened.
Crazy work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those officers are that investigative team and those insurance companies are not playing. For them to find something that was returned a year ago.
You ain't lying.
They're not playing with her. And I think they might be trying to make an example out of them because they are celebrities. Because I was telling my husband and my sister this today. I said, when have you ever seen somebody have a press conference for a burglary case?
Right. But I mean, it's been a string of robberies with the Housewives franchise, period. I mean, remember Dorit? She
I was going to bring that up too, but Dorit in them, hers was suspect, but I don't think they claimed that anything was stolen, did they?
I don't know what the claims were. All I know is the phone was left at the gate.
Kyle, remember she lost a lot of her family heirlooms in her
I believe
Kyle's story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the housewives have been burglarized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It comes with the territory because remember they got a lot of these producers that bring all this crew over there. Everybody know your address. So, you letting people in and out of your home. They getting in through the gate and all this stuff. So it can happen. Didn't Housewives of Atlanta, who was it that said somebody told me got broken in over there too? I forget her name.
Marlo? Because she had to go to her panic room, right?
Marlo's home, they kicked her door in.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his name? Dr. Eugene's wife, Toya, said that the other girl, the Indian girl, I think, was it her home had got broken into?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So people, once they get beyond the gates, they get in, or it could be a neighbor. But I just don't understand why Wendy and them have this big, beautiful home and your windows are not censored to burglary. Where's the sensor alarms? I mean, I got a $300,000. And
the police to them said that they didn't see anybody on the Ring camera. There was no forced entry, and they didn't see anybody on the Ring camera or the interior cameras in their house.
Well, they also said that there was no motion and the alarm didn't even go off. The alarm didn't detect. So why don't you have those windows alarmed? Is it because they're on the second floor and you thought nobody can go up there?
Yeah, because see, that's what I would have did, because I needed my alarms right there on my second floor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got every window alarm. Everyone.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else could have made her a target, because a lot of people are going down, even the Attorney General of New York.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
And he told the attorney state what was stated.
Oh, Lord, this guy, I can't even watch the screen.
President
Me too.
say that when he's talking to someone who represents theoretically the enemy of the states, that we are in dire circumstances. And the fact that the Republican Party cannot stand up and say, Mr. President, what you are doing is not only putting our party in jeopardy, but our country and our democracy in jeopardy, speaks volumes to the ways in which this issue not only extends to the President of the United States, but it trickles down to the Republican Party. And let us just be clear, this is outside of Trump. When it comes time for election, all Republicans are going to be held accountable because they are standing by this. And quite frankly, if you are standing by when someone is doing an injustice to the country, then you yourself also have blood on your hands.
I don't know. Those type of things make
you target. It's just that people feel they got to speak to that level too. I really do want to hear what this case is going to look like, what's going to be the actual outcome to everything. But I do constantly pray that humility stands better than anything else. Even if it comes out that they're a win and all this stuff all these accusations were false. I want her to stand in humility, because that's one thing I disliked about Wendy. I don't think she's a humble person.
I don't think she's a humble person, but I just got fake vibes from her. Like, I didn't never felt like I was getting the true Wendy. Like, who is she? Like, I feel like she tried to fluff it up so much.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
And she became likable when her and Mia got into it. Like, that whole situation. I liked how she handled herself, but it was still like, who are you? You know what I mean? Outside of the children, outside of being a wife, who are you at your core?
Yeah, but Mia to me feels as though you can't trust her, because remember she had that hot mic moment when they had left the gym or whatever, and she had that hot mic talking about the ladies. It just seems as though she's one of these smile in your face, talk behind your back type of person.
Oh yeah, she is, and she wasn't right anyway, because she a liar and all this stuff talking about all all them lies on Gordon.
Right.
So I'm hoping this whole experience humble them, and somebody needs to stand up in this family between these two couples and say, listen, we are going to be honest people. We don't have to live like everybody else live, even if it's something that other people are getting away with. We don't have to do it. Listen, in my house, we ain't cheating on our taxes. We ain't cheating when we go to the mailbox.
In your means, people. Look, and now China busted and say all the thousands of dollars people are spending on bags are fake. Okay, like they get them straight from China or whatever. Wisen up, people. It's invest in land, invest in property, invest in real estate. Something that's going to make you some money. Like, because at the end of the day, all that stuff is just accumulating space.
Half the time Ashley don't even have a purse. She just walk in with her keys in her hand.
Ashley barely wear drawers, child. Okay, like
but I'm tired of her Ashley and Giselle messing with that girl Stacy or whatever her name is. They be trying to get they're kind of mean girl talking about a breast stink and stuff. How infantile.
Yeah, that was
the new lady said her breast smell too. The other new lady was like, ooh, she was coming in hot. I was like, oh my God. So it may be some validity to it. But you got to be able to tell your friend, hey, babe, you need a mint. But don't be like, on TV with it. That was messy, Kim.
That's
that was
what
messy.
I'm saying, though. You know, they're on national TV. You could just tell them that. And then sometimes, and then I had this guy that I worked with. His was, oh my God. You could smell it over the cubicle. I'm not lying. It was that invasive. But the thing is that he had something wrong internally. So what if and then he ended up dying. So what if something happened to her if she got something like that? Because sometimes halitosis can be an indicator of a serious condition. And you sitting up here mocking and ridiculing her.
Oh, it's real. Halitosis is real.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, like, and she's very thin. So you never know. She's been through a lot. Now she's back with the husband and things like that.
There's something going on with Stacy, though. Stacy, there's something going on with Stacy, child. Stacy, and the boy said he paid her. He paid. I mean, she paid him. The boy said, and now all of a sudden you back with your husband, and we gonna stick to the script. Now we gonna stick to the script. Was she coaching him what to say in front of the cameras while she on camera? There's something going on with Stacy.
She's very calculated.
I'm not trusting with Stacy now.
Yeah, she's very calculated. But definitely, I think they busted her in the lie, and she doesn't want to take accountability for it. But she looks crazy. Just take accountability for it so they can move on or whatever.
No,
pay the man. But even you getting back with your husband is staged to me. But I do agree with Kim. I thought it was very infantile for them to bring up her hot breath on camera like that. I mean, there's a way to help your fellow sister fix her crown. We had a whole show about this, right? All right.
Yes, we did.
To me, I felt like they were really trying to publicly humiliate her into taking accountability for this lie. It's just kind of disgusting. But
here's the thing I learned from Stacy is this. Stacy, when Ashley was trying to get her to admit, and Stacy was working Ashley. She was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And the way Stacey was working Ashley, I watched because I watch your posture, your outward appearance before I hear the words coming out your mouth. I watched what Stacey was doing. Stacey was not allowing Ashley to get under her skin, and it was burning Ashley up. So here's what I also experienced with that when I watched that. Stacey been doing this for a long time, whatever this is, whether it's hiding, whether it's calculating, and she's got good at it.
She got good
And
control.
so she got good at it. So there is no way that Ashley gonna get Stacey to break, because I think Stacey has been doing this for a while.
And she's friends with Karen Hugert. They friends for a reason. Didn't Karen bring her onto the show?
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know
did
who
they fall out too?
They fell out too?
I don't know who bought Stacey on. I thought Ashley had bought Stacey on because they were both pageant people. I don't know who bought Stacey on.
But Ashley,
But I
she on her high horse this season. She
No,
feel like,
Karen brought her on, I believe.
no, but Ashley, I feel like she on her high horse this season. She feel like she's some type of top dog now that Robin and Karen are out the way. I see her cozying to Gizzy, Giselle.
I don't know. Did y'all hear what's going on with Shamia and her husband? Is all of those allegations true?
What?
Oh no, I hear. Was it? Fill us in.
The allegations that Shamia's husband had filed bankruptcy and that he's blaming Shamia for all of his financial problems, and that there's an alleged tax payment that's owed to the tune of about $1.7 million or something like that. I just saw something come across my timeline. It didn't come from a regular news source. It came from something else. And I wasn't sure if you guys had heard about it. I'm in Georgia, so I'm actually going to look up the bankruptcy, and because you can look that up in the court records.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if you guys had heard anything about it.
No, I didn't. I see she's on a movie with Candy and them again.
Who?
Samia, I don't know what the name of it is, so I can't remember.
Oh, Couture Bay, you believe it? Okay, girl.
Oh, she's a controlling man.
Controlling man.
I don't know.
You say all them riches, and a lot of times they don't even be as rich as they claim to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because she got Versace wallpaper and all the rest of it. She might have ran them dry, though. You know what I mean? Because, okay, there's a lot of nice wallpaper. Do you got to be Versace wallpaper? And that's a huge house, because she was talking about everybody was talking about how her house was just decked out in such an elaborate manner.
It is.
Yeah. And that it was,
every scene she had on some label, whether it be Gucci or something, like she had on some type of label. So she may be a high spender. And then don't forget they have a sickly child. So the medical expenses that comes along with that. And then they're hiring like private nurses and caretakers and things like that. That's all expenses.
Yeah, and I don't know if she even works. Does she work? Does she have an income? I'm not sure. I don't know what she.
I know Housewives and whatever else she's on.
Okay, yeah, but I don't know. I'm going to check more into it. So it's all allegations until you can prove it.
It means that when these housewives come on TV, it exposes them for so much fraud, because even what's the other housewife on Atlanta? Charles Barkley wife. She lost major on the real estate deals that she was doing.
But you know what? I love Angela was forthright. She was honest with it. She said, like, I lost the homes. I love that. That's honesty.
Right. Transparency,
Transparency. I loved it.
Bree is here. Hey, Bree. Hey, boo.
Hey, y'all. Hey, ladies.
Hey, how you doing, Bree?
I'm doing amazing. I just wanted to come in really fast about that Shamia one. I don't know if that's true, but I will say I believe he is blaming her, because remember, he didn't want her on the Housewives show.
Right.
They have been asking her for years because he was like
Hmm.
the New Edition movie made them back popular again. They're touring and things like that. I think he's blaming her because remember she said on the show she needed help with the sick child. That's why that
Hmm.
one scene where she was like really drunk, she said that was the first time she had ever really had like a girls' night or something where it wasn't dealing with the kids or her husband. He's like real
Hmm.
controlling from
But he's African. Isn't that part of a lot? Not all. Let me just make this disclaimer. Not all Africans, but the majority of the African men that I have met, it's their demeanor to be the head, and they mean that. They normally
yes.
don't take second position.
Yes, but you know what? She's always been decked out in designer and stuff like that. I think that sick
Always.
baby, people do not account how much having a sick child can cost you. That
Mm-hmm.
alone, it's not
Hmm.
like the typical expenses. We're talking about round the hour care and everything else. That's why when Shamia teamed up with the haters, she what she was trying to do was get Portia off of the show, which
Ooh.
backfired to her. And look at what her mess is. You know, everybody wanted to talk about Portia, right? But like, baby, sweep in front of your porch because her husband didn't have to buy her a new car. Like, he's doing HVACs, but are people really getting HVACs like that? And you know what I'm saying? He's a really good. Not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying when you have that 24/7 medical care, it gets expensive.
Oh,
It
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
gets
that's for
real
sure, and
expensive
insurance,
real
and I know
quick.
that. But his HVAC though was industrial, like at
Yeah.
airports and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
His stuff was commercial, so he made good money. Cause shoot,
Yeah,
you try to put a
commercial.
brand new AC unit in a house, and you looking at 8 grand. Imagine putting that in a commercial building. He makes
Right.
industrial. Yeah, he making some money, but it's still you. No matter how much money you make, if you ain't living within your means, you can still go under.
Yeah,
Right.
and just the medical alone, we got to think about it. Their daughter has health issues so bad that he was talking about it while they was on the trip, and I was like, "Dang, you can't even
Yeah.
trust the nurses? Like, what's going
Exactly.
on?" And
Exactly.
Hmm.
that
Let's
was
not
my
forget they use
indicator.
surrogates. That's expensive in itself to
Yeah,
hire
Yeah.
that
a surrogate.
following behind
Hmm.
Dusty Candy. I be telling people the candy is one sneeze away from bankruptcy. Hence her closing down all them restaurants like that out of the blue. I said them restaurants weren't generating money if people weren't around to go see it. But people they just I get it. People think people hate candy. It's the no, she wanted to take care of somebody that was out of her tax bracket. I think you have to be with somebody who's equally aligned. But Shamia is not allowed to have no job. She had this job. This was the first real job she's had in what decades, and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't even want her on the show. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Bree, what are your thoughts on Happy Eddie and Wendy Osefo and these allegations?
they're getting their get back because when she was talking that cash money ish to Mia to what's her name Candace and talk about everybody else's stuff and
Yep. Hmm.
Giselle, look what we have here. Not you committing fraud. You know what I'm saying? What will your children think when they go to school? Not you committing fraud. Like that's a crime.
Not the double doctorate degree holding, highly
Wait, wait.
educated doctor.
She said she got 4 degrees, girl. She didn't say she got 4 degrees.
Yes, four
Did y'all see
degrees,
when
and
the
she's
son
so
when she said,
educated. Like,
"I'm
what are you
Dr.
doing?
Wendy"? Did y'all see that scene with her and the kids? And she's like, "I'm Dr. Wendy," and the son was like, "But you're really not a doctor, though."
Wait,
I
and
know. I love that when he said that.
the
The
son that said
Tesla
he
boy was
was
over it because he was like, "Girl, please, like,
I
please
know.
be for real."
All you gotta love kids.
Well, the
I
kids will
know.
always tell the truth for you, okay?
Humbling. Children are so humbling. They don't care what you did in your life. They're like, "Girl, you just mom to me." Like, and this is my thing. I and I'm gonna get down. Wendy brought this on herself, right?
Yes, she
What she was
did.
trying to
It
do
was
was
true.
fit in with those women. She knew the checks do clear. Listen, the Bravo checks hit like grits. Hence why people like Candy will sit up here and say they weren't fired when in reality you were fired. They didn't want you back. They wanted you to be a friend of, which takes away from
Mhm.
the ultimate money. They get paid like millions, I think. Even the newer girls, like they get close to millions of dollars. And then you got to think that's just for being on TV. We're not counting for people asking you to be a sponsor, do some ad placement, endorsement deals. Oh, on top of that, the booking fees and all that. I definitely think she was doing it because she was not one of the well liked housewives at the time. It was Candace, it was Mia, even though we know Mia's a liar, and it was Giselle and Robin. All the other girls had to fit in where they could. Even Karen was pulling in the stuff after a while, but Karen was able to upgrade because she had already paid. We know Karen was getting paid because she told Ray, "You're gonna give me my money back for paying off that tax debt." She was not letting up. So they're definitely making that money. So I think
Exactly.
Wendy had more than a few failed ventures on top of her
Yes.
cosmetic
All the failed
surgeries, on
business.
top of the new wardrobe, on top of a hairstylist and makeup. That's expensive over a while too. Hence
Paying her
why
mama surgery, paying for her mama surgery.
Yep. Hence why Monique coming back is going to be interesting because she doesn't have the teddy bear's bank account. Not saying
Yep.
she needs it. I'm just saying it's different when someone else is paying for it. So
And she too
Yeah.
had businesses too, Monique. Remember?
She's bad at business. Pretty girl, just bad at business. Some people need to stick to their strong suits, and they hate to hear that, but it is what it is. That's why the Happy Eddie business, it's thriving. You could tell it's thriving because she smiles more. She's happier. The money is coming in. When you live in paycheck to paycheck, everything you gonna think is a dig. You gonna fight with heifers you don't even like. Like, can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine going back and forth with people you feel is beneath you and all that stuff? It's just ridiculous.
Well, what
Exactly.
Wendy needs to do is now she need to take this opportunity and make it a win-win. She need to reassess her contract and tell Bravo, if you want me back and you want this story, I need my contract increased. Because I think Bravo is going to want to make sure that she's on this next season.
Oh,
Absolutely.
most
So she need to
definitely. Because you
Yeah.
committed
Mhm.
fraud, baby. You
I'm
got to
gonna drop
prove
down.
that.
I'll be right back.
Yep, she need to take this opportunity to use this as a win-win. And
Exactly.
especially that she lost the housewife thing. Now
The
she's losing stuff because people are going to start dropping her because they don't want this attached, to their brand. So they're going to start dropping her. She need to find a way to make this work. And right now, Bravo is probably salivating over this whole thing. Probably a great
corporate
opportunity to have
empire,
her back.
the
Baby, they
cameras
got the
are
cameras
there.
now. Do you
Yeah.
understand? At the courthouse. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Out.
Mm-hmm.
But these two smirking, smiling, that's just not gonna be a good look. Like
I think they was high. I honestly
Yeah, I think
think
they work too.
they was probably in the Happy Eddie products, testing them out, laughing and joking, and did not believe people came knocking on their door. That's all it gave me. Like, look
Mhm.
at the timing. It came out in the morning, my time. I'm in Greece right now, and
Mhm.
I said it has to be real late in America, and it was.
Right,
I
right,
wonder where the
right
kids
after
there.
the premiere of Potomac. Like
Were the
the
kids there, and or did they, I wonder how all that scene broke down. Like they had to arrest them in front of the kids, and they have to call and say, "Hey, somebody come and get the kids." Oh my God, that's the part that I was thinking about. Oh my God, I hope these kids ain't traumatized because of all that.
well,
Oh,
they got me tuned
she can
in.
spin it up. She can spin it up. I think she better play into it where
Mhm.
it doesn't affect Eddie because he is a active lawyer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
That's what
she needs to.
everyone's finding so hard to believe. The fact that he's a lawyer
Well,
in this,
lawyers do white collar crimes all the time.
they
Yeah,
do.
they do.
You're
They
right about that.
do. Mhm.
You're right about
Mm-mm.
that. Well,
I'm
we'll
not.
keep our eyes out on this story. I know I'm tuned in. I'm I'm ramping up for the next season of Potomac. Okay, let's get through this season real quick because I want to see what's going to happen with this case and what the outcome is going to be. And the fact that they have emails from Eddie.
Woo, sad.
Which proves that he came up with this plan because he was in financial distress, which is probably why they don't like Wendy.
Mm, mm, mm.
His
You got to help
family,
your
right?
man.
When
Help
your
your man.
family, when the family doesn't like you, it's either over money, over your spirituality, or
Control.
your mindset.
More
Right.
control. One person is controlling.
Wendy did all of this, and your wigs are still bad, girl.
Oh, I
Still
could die.
bad. They still bad. They still bad.
Listen,
Like, come on.
it is what it is. But thank you for letting me up, ladies. I just had to come because
Enjoy
I said
Greece.
not
Love
Shamia
you,
in
babe.
financial turmoil. But thank y'all, ladies and Jews. I'm so happy everything is working out for you and your family. I'm glad you've been back and bigger, better than ever. And welcome back, Naughty. I knew they couldn't
Thank
keep
you,
my girl
beautiful.
down.
Listen, I need to
I'm
be over
back.
there in Greece with you, girl. That's what I need to be. Come on, Greece. When you was in Dubai, come on, girl. Let me travel with you. Let me be a little piece of carry on.
Yes.
Exactly.
Listen, they say the money can't buy happiness, but look at the happiness the money has bought. I mean, amazing.
I'm gonna
I'm
use
just
that
saying,
one, girl. I love it.
how's the food so far?
The food is good. I honestly was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I'm such a like, even though I got the weight on my body, it's coming off though. I'm such a picky eater. I'd be like, ugh, I don't want it. Every, but it's been really good. It's been really good. Like honestly and truly, it's like fresh. Everything you could like taste it. Like we ate
Oh,
at 3 o'clock. It's 10:45 here. I'm still not
hmm
hungry.
Wow.
Yeah.
the Greeks,
So
they give
Wow.
you a lot of food. Oh my
And
God,
it
I'm
is
so
fresh.
happy. My naughty crew is back. And I love all of y'all. Thank you to all of y'all, Juice and Bree. Y'all check on me and stuff while I was out in AC2. I appreciate y'all. Kim delivers. Like, thank y'all for the support. Like, y'all gave me the path to get back. Y'all helped me push back, push back. I gotta get back to recording. I gotta go back live. Like, but I was keeping up though. I was keeping up with all my
period. Let them know.
I love it. Well, I love you, Nadia. I'm gonna go ahead and go. Couture Bay, you know I love you too. Love you, Kim, also.
Yes, love
We
y'all.
appreciate
All right.
you. Let's
Bye.
learn from
later.
these people now. Let's not mimic them. Let's learn from them. All right, love you, girl.
Love you.
Bye.
Lessons, lessons. Yes, y'all. I love all of you. I love my naughty crew. I appreciate every last one of you joining me. This is a great show. This is a great way to come back. I was like, I gotta go live today. I gotta catch this story or whatever. But of course, naughty crew. We're gonna keep our eyes out for the updates. But ultimately, prayers up to Wendy's children and hope they have the wherewithal to get through this tough time with their parents. But live within your means, people. Live within your means. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, okay? Because you see what happens, all right? You see it with Kyle's husband, the real estate agent, okay? He had some fraud stuff going on too, or whatever. I think it's more important that I would have rather learned the culture behind her and Eddie as opposed to all of this. But people will desperate times calls for desperate measures. And when people are backed against the wall financially and spread thin financially, it'll make people do crazy things. It's just like falling in love. How they say love, it turns people crazy. But I love you all, and I appreciate every last one of you joining me this afternoon. Oh my God, I miss my naughty crew. I really did. Like I miss my buttons. Like
Then why am I in it? And you could have did
Now
it.
see how I get thrown in
because you
stuff?
never
I ain't even did
apologized.
but this whole Wendy and Happy Eddie situation, naughty crew is
That's suspicious. That's weird.
definitely weird. But it makes me want to say, Wendy, girl,
What's going on? Girl, what's going on?
What's going on, girls? Spill the tea. Let us know. I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I'll see what's going on tomorrow with the stories. Maybe I'll go live. Otherwise, I'll be back on Monday. But I love, love, love my naughty crew. And thank you for all the DMs and checking me out. And to all my haters.
And I want to say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
We embrace our haters over here. Until next time, naughty crew, I'm out. One.